That's how we initiated the meetings. But the point that I'm raising here, though, is we cannot limit a demand to justice to a city line or a county line, even a state line. With the Oscar Grant case, we took it as far as the Congress.
That's right.
And addressed ourselves to the Congressional Black Caucus and the House Judiciary Chairman, Representative John Conyers, to make sure that the Department of Justice would put its eyes on the case in an appropriate way. And while we're not satisfied that they've done all that they can do, because their tendency, by the way, is this: if anything is done locally, they won't do anything nationally. If nothing is done locally, they might give you some kind of response nationally. In the case of Johannes Mesley, they did a little bit locally. The little bit was, he was the first cop in the history of the state ever convicted. There are activists sitting in this room that helped make that day to happen. The family is here with us that helped make that day to happen. And it's a day we don't want to be left alone.
That's right.
It shouldn't be a singular charge officer.
That's right.
It should be a charge every time an officer violates. One of the great things that's being done by them now is to hide the tapes.
That's right.
In the case of Kenneth Harding, the tape got out of control. In the case of Brown and Pope, they kept the tape under wraps. I wonder whether or not the Vallejo Police Department have running tapes on their vehicles. Do we know?
They don't.
They say they don't.
They say that they don't. With technology that's available today,
Yes.
if you ever pulled over by a police officer, learn how to instantly record.
That's right. Right away. Yeah, right away.
Set it right on the dashboard.
Yeah.
Hit record and say, "Is there a problem, officer? How can I help you?" Is that recording? Yes, it is. It's in my possession. It's in my vehicle. Is there a problem, officer? How may I help you? This has become really one of the best tools at our disposal today. That there's been so much video footage. What you're finding now is that city governments in some localities are actually trying to ban your ability to record a police operation in progress, out of fear that what you bring is evidence. And so, families, let's organize. Now stop with this.
What do you do when they don't even give you a chance?
Say it again.
What do you do when they don't even give you a chance like they did my son?
To record.
He didn't get a chance to do none of that.
Well, the best thing and only thing we can really do prior to an incident is to love ourselves enough to handle ourselves in that circumstance in the best way possible. You cannot stop a pit bull from biting somebody when it intends to bite. But you can certainly handle yourself in a defensive manner, in a lawful way, as well as you can. That's no guarantee when you're dealing with a demon. A demon or a pit bull is going to be a demon or a pit bull. I'm going to put it in spiritual terms. Now you're dealing with a devil. If somebody is intending to kill you without just cause, that's a devil. Can we accept that as a principle? So you don't have to wait for death to meet a devil. We're dealing with a devil who's pointing a gun without just cause, that may be setting up and beating up and planting evidence he's a liar. Right. All that is, when you're dealing with devilishment, you can't out-devil the devil. So the only thing you're going to be able to do is be right. But being right on occasion also includes defending yourself. Now, don't get frightened. I don't carry any weapons. So if I say self-defense, that doesn't mean in my dialogue that I'm carrying a weapon when the officer arrives and I'm going to intend to use that weapon on site. Even if I carry a weapon, there's a lawful way to carry it, there's a lawful way to use it. So we're not talking about anything unlawful, but we are saying that we have a right to defend ourselves, and wisdom is the first defense. So if I'm approached by an